Hello everyone. My name is Rohan Rajesh Patil. I am currently studying in Rajaram Bapu Institute of Technology, Islampur in SY BTech Mechanical. My PRN is 210610 and my topic name is Manufacturing Process of Piston. Piston. Piston is the solid cylinder or disc that fits snugly into a hollow cylinder and moves back and forth under the pressure of a fluid. Typically, a hot gas formed by combustion, as is many engines, moves or compresses a fluid, as in a pump or compressor. In this figure, we can see the piston and cylinder bore and a connecting rod. So, cycle of piston. These some are the cycles of piston. First is intake, second is compression, third is ignition, fourth is power, and last is exhaust. So, this is the some parts of pistons are attached to pistons. Is connecting rod, rod bearings, connecting rod cap, rod bolt, wrist pin. Next is material used for manufacturing the pistons. Pistons material and design contribute to the overall durability and performance of an engine. Most pistons are made from aluminum alloy. Cast aluminum alloy is lightweight and has good structural integrity and low manufacturing cost. The lightweight of aluminum reduces the overall mass and force necessary to initiate and maintain acceleration of the piston. Piston rings are generally manufactured from cast iron or stainless steel. So next is manufacturing processes for making piston. First is the rod, next is the punch, the oven, the wrist pin holes, and oil control hole. Next is the lathe, the milling machine, next grinding and finishing the job. So first process is the rod. The piston begins as a 9 foot long solid aluminum rod. The reason aluminum is used is that it's lightweight, rust-proof, and easy to cut. A saw then cuts the rod into smaller pieces at varied lengths called slugs. So these are the some pictures of that process. So second process is the punch. A punch press and die are preheated while the sludge moves through an oven, heating it to 426 degrees Celsius as the punch press. The sludge is then removed from the oven and placed into the punch. The press applies 2000 tons of pressure onto the sludge, forcing it into the basic shape of the piston. This piston causes the piston to become so hot that it needs an hour to cool. So these are two pictures of the punch process. Next and third process is the oven. After the forging cool down, they go through an oven twice more. The first time it at a higher temperature so strained than the metal. The second time it at lower temperature as stabilized. This is the pictures of the oven. Next, fourth process is the wrist pin holes and oil control holes. A large hole is then drilled through both sides of the piston. This is where the wrist pin will go, attaching the piston to the connecting rod. And oil control holes are drilled along the. So these are the two pictures of wrist pin holes and oil control holes. Next, fifth process is the lathe. Lathe. The lathe is then used to cut excess metal from the basic form of the piston, taking it closer to its finishing shape. Tiny holes are then drilled into the sides to create a oil passage from the piston. The same lathe then impresses three rings into the top of the piston. These rings are grooves, help the piston glide and allow it to form an airtight seal. These are the two pictures of the lathe. Next, sixth process is the milling machine. A milling machine then shaves up to a couple of centimeters off each side of the piston, where the large holes are drilled for the wrist pin insertion. This is to reduce the overall weight of the piston. Another milling machine takes some more metal off the area where the rings were formed earlier, bringing the pistons one step closer its to final form. These are two pictures of milling machine. So seventh process is grinding. The next step involves grinding of the pistons from its head to give a crown the shape required according to the design. A lubricant is used to cool the workpiece continuously. And these are pictures of grinding process. So next and last process of making the piston is finishing the job. Another let's show a few more millimeters of the top, allowing the piston to expand when heat builds up inside of it. Then a machine engraves model and production information. A human worker then smooths out the sharp edges of the piston created during production. The holes created for the wrist pin are then put through a machine which smooths them, allowing the wrist. Finally, the piston sprayed by hot deoxide water, removing any lubricant or oil gathered through a manufacturing process. After they are dry, they are ready for use. And these are some pictures of piston. So today we are learned about the parts of pistons and process making for piston. Thank you.